Hi, Rachel.
Welcome to our channel.
Thank you for having me. My name is Portia Kayendeke, a lawyer by profession. I'm now studying to be an advocate. So basically, yeah, LDC, yeah, LDC. So right now we're in the process of LDC right now. So yeah, interesting.
So, my first question is going to be,
I remember my first relationship and I remember my first breakup. You know this generation that we have these days, eh?
Yeah.
There is a difference between a relationship and an entanglement. So I want to believe I had entanglements, and then I want to believe I'm now sure that then after those entanglements I had an actual relationship. So I had a relationship that went on for, might I say, 3 years.
before you go to your relationship, what's an entanglement?
An entanglement, oh my God, how can I explain it? An entanglement, in what I've seen from the internet, because I also just borrowed that word from that Jada Smith interview. I think an entanglement is when you have someone that you're seeing but not actually seeing, that is your person, but it's like a relationship but with no strings attached. I don't know if you get it. Exactly, a situationship where you do stuff you do things that people in relationships do, but you don't attach. The number one rule of entanglement is you mustn't involve your feelings, because if you immediately involve feelings, that becomes a relationship. Relationship equals complicated. Complicated equals breakup, what, crying, tears. Hey, it's not beautiful. So I want to believe I had a relationship. Yeah, I had a relationship for quite some time. These things are beautiful, that's what I can tell you. It feels good to be loved, and it feels good to also give the love, exactly. So it's all smooth, when you're in your relationship, it's smooth, life is good. You're sharing experiences, you're bonding, you feel like, and the funniest part with each relationship is that you picture yourself with this person, like 1 month into the relationship, you're like, this is the guy I'm going to marry, this is the one. 2 months later, you're like, I am not so sure anymore. 3 months later, you're like, maybe he's the one, maybe God is testing us. 4 months later, you're like, nah, this is not the one. So, and when you stand with these doubts, then come the breakups and all. So I had my breakup because my breakup had so much because I put in a lot of expectations. Like I told you, month 1, you're like, this is my husband, this is the man. So you start picturing, how am I going to be when I'm walking down the aisle? Which garments am I going to wear? I even start looking at wedding pictures. Hey. But yeah, it's all so smooth. My breakup was not as rough, but I can't say it was smooth. It was. Now at camp, but that breakup happened at campus. I was at campus. I was in. I don't remember what year I was in. But I tell you, that was the toughest semester I had. Actually, that was the toughest moment of my life. So I would sit back and I'd be like, so this is what people go through. But it was. I'd go to class, look at the lecturer, look at him. I'd be like, what is this guy saying? Go back to bed, get my phone, call the man. The man is not picking. Text the guy. Blue ticks. Then when you overtext, they block you. And when they block you, you just feel like, Jesus, take me. God, please take me. But yeah, it was not smooth, but with time, I learned to cope and all. Yeah.
So what happened? How did you get out of that situation? I know you cried, which might have helped.
Shockingly, I didn't cry. That's the worst. I didn't cry. I don't know how I used to even do it. I didn't cry, but I would just be there. I would be so mad. I would be so angry. I'd be sad, but
Do you have friends who don't
Yeah, I had friends that I would go to, and when you have friends that you go to when you're going through these things, they sort of like console you. They'd be like, he wasn't shit in the first place. Why even crying? The guy didn't even have a car. Why are you crying? Why are you crying for a nigga that didn't even use? He used not to even give you money. He was not providing. So, what exactly do you miss from that relationship? Like, so all this, you start asking yourself these things, but you know, like Baganda say, yeah, fudge. You know, exactly, fudge. Life goes on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is true. But the life really does go on. There's
How did that breakup experience shape your other relationship?
I learned to be more cautious, you know, because if for people that have gone through a lot of relationships, and for me who has not been through that many, you learn that people have different people react differently to different things. So if in your first relationship you are this kind of person that you didn't give a shit, you didn't care, you didn't want to acknowledge your wrongs, you learn that in the next relationship that you get into, you're more cautious about these things you get, and it actually beautifies your experience in the new relationship, because you know what to do, you know where you went wrong, and you would not love to go wrong again. So yeah, basically. So I'd like to say my after that breakup, my next relationship, we were cruising nicely, but like I said, we're not perfect. Of course, this other person will also have his things that he likes in. I tell you, these things are not easy. They're not easy. They're not easy, but they are beautiful at the same time.
Wow. Okay. So did you feel like you played in a breakup, was it two-sided, was it one-sided? What happened?
I feel like I did not. I'm not perfect. I do not like to say I'm perfect, but most times when a man, and it's very true by the way, when men gets distracted by other ladies and stuff from the outside, you find him coming to the relationship and starting to pinpoint the smallest of things and try to pin it all on you. So I do not blame myself. I instead, he initiated the breakup. So yeah, I do not blame myself. It was all he was. I knew I had my faults, but they were so minor that I could not foresee. I could not say, you know what, a breakup is coming. A breakup is coming. The guy just ambushed me and said, you know what, don't think you can manage. I was like, pardon? You don't think you can what? Manage? I'm like, cool. So yeah.
And what mental health challenges do you think have you experienced some of these relationships?
I'm not very well. I've not really drifted to that part of being like so depressed and all. But from the experience, from the people that I have seen and the people that have shared their experiences with me, it's not beautiful, because we've seen people that if you look at the recent research for, I think, what is it called? I've forgotten. But majority of the young people of 18 to 29 most times commit suicide because of mental health. Yeah, and all this is resulting from breakups, whatnot. So I think I've seen it firsthand. People do actually suffer a lot from mental health, and it's not something I would wish on anybody. And to even we out there that feel like that take pride in people suffer, or like to see them, or like to see girl begging him, or like to see this man begging her. It's not beautiful, because some of these things are what results to people committing suicide. I know that harmful stuff.
Yeah, thank you so much, Portia. And then, have you ever had an online relationship?
No, I haven't.
Why?
I don't. I believe it's. I don't know. I feel like I most times I be talking to like a computer or screen or whatnot. But I know people that have had online relationships and that were actually successful. and that ended in marriage. So, yes. Online. You've watched 90 Day Fiancé. I think you know how that works. It's a show on TLC. So, I've never had one, but yeah, I've never.
Okay, you say you like long distance relationship. How do you guys do that?
Long
How
distance.
successful was your long distance relationship?
Not really, I haven't.
You like the idea.
I like the idea, and I also like the idea of not getting to see someone each and every day, because you know that the more you frequent the more you frequent being with your partner, the more you fight. You get tired, number one. You fight a lot. You argue a lot over the smallest things. So I believe even distance itself works in couples' favors. If you're far from each other, you feel. What can I say? Everybody will chop breakfast. You know that song of Banner Boy. Then it is what it is.
Would want to work in separate?
I think most people in long distance, I think people that do long distance, the thing that they talk about the most is marriage. I don't really know how that aspect actually even works. But if you do your research, most people that are always like, I miss you, I want to, please tell your parents. Those are the conversations that they be in. I want to marry you. It's mostly about marriage.
That's interesting.
And I think, by the way, if you're to ask me, those long distance relationships, by the way, do work. When someone is in another state, for example, if I'm in Uganda and my other person is in Ghana, these things actually do work out. Because number one, Uganda, you know how Ugandan girls roll. So you be there the whole time, you're like, now that a guy has gone, he's cheating on me, he's in the bar, so you know how they say ignorance is bliss. What you don't know, exactly, can't hurt you. So you'd rather stay this side and think, and the other side, and what they tell you, if you take what they tell you over the phone, you take it as gospel truth. I think I prefer to live my life like that. You know, sometimes it's good to be a little ignorant of the situation, because you know, I won't get hurt.
Experience. What are some of the things that work for you? And some of the things you advise them to
Number one, I'd advise, you know, people say these things are only for marriage and whatnot, but because everybody gets into a relationship with their end goal being marriage, exactly. So throughout your entire relationship, always dedicate it to God. You know, before you go to bed, say a prayer, talk to God and say, if this is my person, God, please shape him to be. If this is actually my person, you know, when you're talking to God in this, you be like, God, if he's the one, please. If he's not the one, let me know so that you can. So I'd advise that put God first, number one. Number two, communicate. You know, because of relationships, what ruins relationships most times is communication. You know, you have to make sure you communicate with your partner and stuff like that. God, communicate, be patient. Me, I was not a patient person. That was one toxic trait I had.
Okay.
I'd call, I'd be like, hi, where are you? Oh, you're going where? Okay. 2 minutes later, have you reached where you're going? So I had this aspect of, he says, okay, I'm going to call you at 2:05, no call. Hey, I'm already on the phone. You lied to me, we are done, you know how girls overreact, eh? So basically, you have to be patient, you have to pray about it, you have to dedicate your relationship to God. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Portia, for agreeing to speak to us and taking your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, do you have any closing remarks?
I think my closing remark would be, don't get scared of having relationships. These things are beautiful. Trust me, it is beautiful. These things are nice.
I think the most important thing is people to talk to.
I feel like there's a very bad narrative that is going out there of you get here, you get hurt, you get what. Of course, that is what comes with it's a whole package you get. But in this package, the relationship carries the most weight. The relationship, the breakup, but yeah, date, explore, live life. Thank you.